Leo Gardner, VIP Boxing, down at Crolla's Fox Gym, where I'm talking to Jason Cohen. Jason, you're the newest member to Ian Harrison, who trains Kane Gardner down here and helps out with Crolla and his team.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Ian now?
So started with Ian around August time, so coming up to like 3 months. So started off my last fight, we had a 6-week camp, and then we jumped straight back into this one.
I actually filmed your last fight. It was against a kid I like a lot, Owen Durant. Very good amateur he was. Got to the ABA finals, I think, in 2021. Southpaw, so tricky kid. But you've done everything perfect as a professional. You're 6-0. You got 1 stoppage, and then your 5 other wins outside the stoppage. You've not dropped a single round.
No, not a single round. So, you know, I've come into this game, you know, completely focused. You know, I'll go out to win every round, you know, dominate the fights, and that's really where I'm going to learn to pick up when I go up to the next level. So,
well, you're going up to the next level now, because your next fight is going to be on the same night your stablemate here, Kane Gardner, fights on our show in Bolton. You're in Oldham, and it's your first 6-rounder against a Scottish kid, Donny McKinnon, I think. I could probably get it right. I get them all wrong. But yeah, you've got him, your first 6-rounder. So you're looking forward to those extra rounds?
Yeah, first 6-rounder. Yeah, so first 6 have been 4-rounders. So that's really like, you know, 4-rounders are good. I've got the experience of good opponents, but now's the time to start building up those rounds and, you know, really looking up towards those, you know, 8, 10-rounders, and then like Kane's doing, fighting for that area title, or maybe something a bit bigger. Yeah.
Well, do you know? Let's go right back to the beginning. Where did you start boxing, and how old were you?
Oh, so I was around 13 when I started boxing. So I started out in Radcliffe, so I'm from Bury, and I started at a gym in Radcliffe. It's called Dynamics at the time. It's now Radcliffe Elite. It's where I still coach there once a week, and that's with AD Lewis, so you might know him as
I know AD. We used to watch him. We had a few friends who used to box down at Tara up in, I think it's Rochdale way, and he was on the card a few times. Only small but powerful.
Yeah, he was a good boxer, won the Lonsdale belt, good watch.
I think I was there when he won it, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Good, yeah, so I've seen his fights. I've only been able to see him on YouTube, obviously, but, you know, I love his style, and that's something that, you know,
Little Tyson,
yeah. So he got a lot of stoppages. He was a good boxer, and he sort of like mentored me along with Mick down at that gym. So I trained there for about 5 or 6 years, you know, fought nationally, had about 20 fights, and then I sort of give it up, and then, you know, moved on, did the things, went into work and stuff like that, and then I decided to go back over lockdown, really, like all those, you know, stories like most people did over lockdown. Just went back to something, and then so I went down to boxing. You know, got an itch for it again, had another 5 amateur fights, and then thought, you know, I'm getting on a bit. I was like 26 at the time.
So how have you done in those 26 amateur fights?
So I won about 14 of them, so I wasn't the best. I wasn't really as focused as I should be, to be honest with you. That was in my early age, you get caught up in things. But I fought in national competitions and stuff like that, semi-finals and stuff. So when I was focused...
Did you win any area titles?
Yeah, I won regionals. Got to semi-finals of national, and then that was when I was like focused, really. But sometimes like you drop in and out, and then...
But you say that like it's nothing, but the regional title in Manchester, in certain areas, it's not that important, because sometimes you just get a bye and you become regional champion because you've entered and you're the only one. But I presume in your weight category, when you were fighting, there was quite a few fights to win national title, usually 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah, at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. I forgot how many, but it's more about the experience of the kids that you see at that level. So I think when I fought in national, I think I had like 12, 13 fights or something, and I was beating kids who had like 35 fights and stuff, and then I think I lost in the semi-final against a guy who had 45 in my 13th fight. So, you know, like sometimes like you just got to take the experience as it is.
Is there anyone, how old are you now?
Just turned 29 now.
29. Is there anyone that you fought as an amateur that's professional now?
Not that I can say off the top of my head, because it was a long time ago when I had my better years as an amateur was when I was like 13 to 18. So I've not really got any names that just roll off my tongue. But you know, there's experienced lads in there. They may be pro, they may not be. But
yeah. What was the reason then for you turning pro? What was? I know you said lockdown, you come back to boxing, but you know, boxing amateur and boxing pro are two different sports.
Yeah.
So what made you think, you know something? I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, I think you realise when you turn pro the differences between amateur and professional, like completely different. It's like a completely different sport, really.
It is.
But I love boxing really, and that's something that I realised. Like I dropped out of the sport, but then you know you got to do what you love to do, and boxing was the thing that I love. And I thought, you know what, I might as well give this a good crack. So when I came back into it, decided to go pro. Got contact with Kevin Marie, and then I thought I'm just going to put everything I've got into it and see where I get to. And you know, and that's what I'm doing now. 6 fights, coming up to my 7th, never dropped a round.
And how have you found it then since you've joined this place? Because obviously you're surrounded by quality in here.
Yeah.
Has that helped to speed up the learning process?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think this is I've never been in a gym with as much quality as this. Really,
yeah.
Just around.
And not only the ones that are here based, but the people that come here to spar with them. I presume you get opportunities to move around with these kids, and you know some of these are British champions and better.
Yeah. So it was when I first joined the gym. I think Ian put me in with a few good lads, a couple of you know, people going for big titles like Queensbury fighters and stuff like that. Yeah. And you know, I'm holding my own against them, and that's where I'm getting my confidence from. Is that, you know, I may have had the best experience as an amateur, but I'm holding my own against some of these amateurs who've had, like, you know, really good backgrounds and stuff like that. So that's where I'm sort of getting my confidence from.
And then I just watched you do there was a little round robin type thing. You were in 2 rounds, giving Kane, because Kane's not been able to spar for a while, so he's playing catch up, because on the same night that you have your 7th fight, he goes for the area title. So great preparations for him, but like you were saying before, quality kid, Bobby Faulkner, top kid, beautiful boxer. Kane, beautiful boxer.
There's Levi as well, he's fighting on Friday.
Yes,
I've been doing loads of rounds with him as well. And
against a VIP fighter as well.
Yeah, and he's going
he's
for...
the enemy.
sorry. But yeah, they're all going for titles, and that's what I'm going for as well eventually. And if I can hold my own against these people who are looking up towards titles, then, you know, I think I've got a bright future.
I presume at 29, even though you're not old and young in boxing, because I believe fights is what age fighters more than anything, so I presume you must feel really fresh. And also, coming to a place like this, after, how long have you been a pro before you arrived here?
So I was pro, so I had my debut in July last year, so this is my 7th fight since last July, so...
Kev's kept you busy then?
Kev's kept me busy, thanks to him, because like, he puts the show out and he gives me opportunity to fight on him, and you know, I'm going out to every single one of them. There's not a show that he said I could be on that I've said no to yet.
And how do you do with the tickets? Because, you know, we know it's a popularity sport, you know, the more tickets you sell, the more opportunities you get. So I presume, with you getting quite a few opportunities, you must be a popular kid in Bury.
I do well, I do well. It's up and down, the amount of fights, you know, it goes in peaks and troughs really, but you know, there's a lot of people who come out. When my sport comes out, they really, you know, you can hear them when they bring the flags and the t-shirts and stuff like that, and you can see them in the crowd, and you know, that's what keeps you going, and that's what you sort of need in this sport, as you said, to sell those tickets. So yeah, I do well, and that's why I'm getting on all these shows.
And
I presume.
How did the connection with Ian, how did that come about?
So I coach at Radcliffe Elite, and we've got a coach there who is Liz Norris. She does the cuts and stuff.
I know, in fact, she was on our bell to bell not long ago with John Evans and Steve Lillis.
Yeah, and she does Queensbury shows and stuff, and she's building a good name in the sport as a cuts woman, and she's been in the game a long time. She knows a lot of people, and she got in touch with She got in touch with Ian, and I was actually struggling to find a trainer because I left my previous trainer and I didn't find anyone else really. I just said it was time to sort of move on, and then I was just looking for a trainer, and then I sort of struggled a bit because there wasn't that many trainers around really that I thought, you know, this one is going to take me to the next level. So Liz got in touch with me and said, oh, you might be interested in taking you on. So we did a bit of a trial. We came down there, did some sparring, and offered to take me on. Yeah,
well,
and that's
I
how
say,
we're doing it.
you're very fortunate because Ian's been coaching with Ant for about the last 18 months down here. And Kane was coming down here regularly to spar, and it just seemed a natural progression. And now he helps out here, which benefits you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, massively. And I think the talent that you've got in this gym, you know, and you get advice from them, you're picking things up when you're watching sparring as well. And you know, and it's a really good environment to be in. You know, everyone's like, you know, laughing and joking and stuff. So it's, yeah, I couldn't have fallen on my feet really. I couldn't think of a better place to be right now. For my
so you're going to make it a busy night then for Ian Harrison on the 30th, because he's going to be at Oldham with you first. I presume you're getting on, and then will you be following him down? Will you come down and watch your stablemate hopefully pick up his first title?
I'm going to have to play it by ear, but I'm hoping so. Yeah. But good luck to Kane, man.
You can do celebrating down there, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he deserves it. So
he's a good kid. He's a good kid, and it's not a formality, but we hope he comes through this and goes on for bigger and better titles early in 2025.
Yeah, and that'll bring us all on it. So.
And hopefully a good year for you, 2025, because moving into your 6 rounders, maybe a couple more of them early next year, and maybe you're looking at your first, whether it's a title or whether it's prospect beat for prospect, because that's happening a lot, and Kev does do that quite a lot, you know, where he puts his prospects together, which I think is good really, because it's great preparation for, you know, if you get an opportunity on the big stage and you've been in a genuine 50-50 fight, that's what you need, isn't it?
Well, obviously you want titles, but you want those exciting fights and being part of those, you know, bigger fights and making a name for yourself. That's how you make a name for yourself, really, don't you? So not by being a journeyman, but by being in exciting fights, getting people out to come.
But you need those journeymen. You need those fights.
You do. Yeah, the valuable part of the sport, definitely.
Really, but, and the tough men as well.
And the tough. Yeah. I mean, it takes something to get into the ring. And,
it does.
And do what they do.
Week in, week out as well.
Week in, week out. Yeah.
I know. Well, listen, good luck for the 30th. Hopefully we might see you down at our show later on, and I can congratulate you on win number 7.
Yeah.
Stoppage number 2.
Oh, yeah.
You never know, do you?
Thank you very much.
Jason, you take care, mate.
And
see
yourself,
you later.
Mate. Thank you, mate. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.